Hey guys, I'm back with my video response to episode 223. That'll have a focus on there. Another fine episode, guys, and this deserves a celebration, and there's nothing like a Corona with your genuine kangaroo scrotum bottle opener. Oh yeah. It's not the same if you use a different bottle opener. So anyways, let's get into it. But you know, I always celebrate an episode of The Bliss with a beer. May as well. It's all in good fun. It's all in good fun, guys. And judging from what Pipes is saying in the teardown, if you guys don't have the app, go out and get it because you don't want to miss the teardown. Yeah, Pipes is definitely going to make the most of Bliss Stop. So sorry about my voice, guys. I got a cold or the flu or something. But anyways, I should probably take these off so I'm not listening to the Bliss ending at the moment. So, yeah, I thought that was a cool intro, the Bliss Stock intro. I was kind of thinking maybe you guys had a different intro for the episodes. But no, I really liked it. And yeah, it is kind of like, I guess, the guitar experience, because so many people are going there. People are saying they're bringing their gear. I wish I could go. Unfortunately, I can't. It'd be a really cool thing to go there and try other people's guitars, especially the guitars that Clint and Alicia have, because they've got quite a few nice guitars. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when you go into a music store and they say, "Oh, plug it in and turn it up," you don't really want to. You're a little bit embarrassed. Sometimes you don't really know what to play, and you know, it'd be nice to be in the company of friends where they don't really care, you know, if you can play or not, and you're able to try out these guitars to your you know, to whatever length you desire. So you know, that'd be cool, really cool. PT, you've got the fly. I didn't know that you're doing the rounds with the hosts, and I think that's really cool. I think when Pappy, you know, when Pappy had the fly, I mentioned that I tried one once here in Australia. It was $6,000, but it's one of the best guitars I've ever played in my life. The shape's a bit, you know, wacky and out there, but I kind of like it. And yeah, like I said, it was the best feeling, best playing guitar I've ever played in my life. And maybe that's one of the reasons I don't really like Gibsons all that much, or Les Pauls, because I picked up a Les Paul and I got little tiny girly hands, so the neck was a little bit thick for me, and that in particular one I picked up. And then I picked up the Parker Fly, and I just thought, oh, not interested in Gibsons after I picked up this Parker, I'll tell you that. So, but anyway, you know, horses for courses, if you like horses. So, what's next on my little list here? Python, Windows 7. I know what you're talking about. I'm running Windows 7 64-bit right now. I'm having a bit of trouble with my webcam software and my microphones. Normally, I'd go through a bunch of the different microphones I use through a vocal strip. Because I believe when, you know, especially even making anything, if it's an amateur video or anything, you should have some decent quality recording. So I do apologize for these recordings. But anyways, it's good to hear that Yarn's always there to the rescue with audio recordings. He's done the same for me. I've sent him a few questions, and all of a sudden you get these pages of emails with all these detailed. It's like he's got these things prepared for each of us, and it's like, oh, we've sent it through. He's going to flick it back straight away, whatever time of the day it is. So, you know, really cool and really lucky to have someone like that, you know, in the Bliss community. Anyway, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this thing. Changing your own strings. I think it is mandatory that you change your own strings. Now, I guess this depends. It depends on the situation. If you're a professional, you may not have time to do that because you're always touring. But if you're like us, you know, changing your strings is part of playing guitar. And let's see, turn the speakers off. They're ringing a bit. So, now, I actually enjoy changing the strings on my guitars. I don't do it as often as I like because it gets a bit expensive, but I love it. I really love it. And having the right tools helps. I've got one of those Planet Wave string winders with a string cutter at the end of it and a string stretcher, and that thing, you know, it's quick, easy, and makes it enjoyable rather than fumbling with different types of tools, worrying if you're going to, you know, scratch the finish on your guitar when you use something like, you know, box cutters or wire cutters to cut the strings and things like that. So having the right tools is one thing, but I really like it. I love, you know, cleaning my guitars, oiling the fretboard, you know, making sure everything's working properly, changing strings, you know, and you're right, Pipe, you can change strings in under 10 minutes flat, you know, easy, you know, once you get your head around it. But I know a lot of people that don't change their own strings. A friend of mine has three nice guitars actually. He's got one of my old Ibanez SA series with a beautiful flamed orange maple top on it. It looks really good. He's got another Ibanez guitar, which is just like one of the cheap starter ones. It looks like an RG, but we've modified that and everything. And he's got a really nice Ovation Celebrity Deluxe. He does not change his own strings. He doesn't really know how to change his own strings, so I change the strings for him, which I enjoy doing. Another friend of mine who plays guitars, he's got a Fender Strat. He's got an acoustic, I'm not sure what it is, and he doesn't change his own strings either. He takes it to the music store and gets them changed there. You know, I think it's a waste of money, and it doesn't take much to learn. But people are different. I guess, you know, it depends on what type of guitar player you are. If you're passionate about it, yes, you're going to change your own strings. If you're not, then, you know, you just want to pick it up every now and then. I mean, but I agree with you, Pipes. I laugh at people that, you know, do that. Once when I was buying a car, I said to the guy, you know, I want a hatchback, something I can put the seats down and put a quad box in the back. And he's like, oh, I play guitar too. I just sent mine into the music store to get restrung. And the conversation was over, and I did not buy a car from that guy. End of story. No respect for him as soon as he said that, but anyway. No, but there is, you know, I think with guitar repair, you should try to tackle it yourself. You know, I'm the type of person that'll just jump straight into it. Yeah, and I've damaged a few things, nothing that couldn't be repaired by professionals, but that's how you learn. You learn from your mistakes. And, you know, if you don't push yourself forward with these things, you'll never progress. You'll never understand the instrument. You know, the instruments, the intonations out and that sort of thing, yeah, you may not have a strobe tuner, but you can get by with what you've got to fix it up. So you're not completely playing, you know, out of tune and things like that. You know, electronics is another thing. You can learn how to use a soldering iron, that sort of thing. Little bits of wood repair. On one of my Ibanez guitars, it's just a cheap one, so it's kind of poorly made. Inside the control cavity, it was disgusting. I just got some putty, fixed it up. You know, little things like that, changed all the electronics around. And, you know, it's a fun experience because the accomplishment that you get out of it, and, you know, you're passionate because you get that difference out of the instrument. Yeah, it's an average instrument, you can change it to a better instrument. So, yeah, it's beyond me why people don't want to do it, but everyone's different, I guess. So, no lemon. Blokes don't put citrus in their drinks. So, anyways, back on the other stuff, that's a shame that the pedal I made you busted the output jack. I've actually done similar things with that with my pedals as well. I use right angle jacks on the pedals, straight ones on my guitar and amp. So it's easy though, you don't need any specific type of jack, just a 1/4 inch output input jack, whatever it is. You can just solder to that. It doesn't have to be stereo, it can be mono because it's on the output. And like I said, as long as it fits in those tiny little enclosures, it's a pretty easy fix. So you can probably go down to whatever your local electronic store is and just get the cheapest one you can find and put it in there. I mean, it's a pedal. You're going to put it in, plug it into your pedal board and leave it there. You don't have to worry about moving your guitar around and the jack's going to, you know, start crackling and things like that. So, yeah, I use just a lot of cheap jacks. It's kind of hard to get the brand name ones where I live. But I use the sort of sealed enclosed box style ones, and they don't move, about $3, and they're pretty good. I think in your ones I use the open style jacks. So, but yeah, no, it's an easy fix, Pipes. So I'm sure you can tackle it easily. With your guitar, I would actually, if that happened to me, I would attempt to fix it myself. Now I don't really know how to fix acoustic guitars. I guess I'd take all the strings off. And what I was thinking is, do they just glue it together, or would you get a really, really, really thin piece of like a maple veneer and then put that on the inside of it and glue that to the inside of the guitar and then fill it from the outside of the guitar with more glue? The type of glue, I'm not too sure on what you would use. I guess wood glue would do the trick. I'm not too sure exactly how acoustic guitars work. Does the back really vibrate that much, and does it make that much of an actual difference? From what I've sort of learned reading random articles on the internet is the top wood is what really makes the difference, where the strings vibrate, because they go in through the bridge, vibrate it from there, and the size of your sound hole will determine whether it's more bassy or trebly and that sort of thing, you know, apart from tone woods and that sort of stuff. So personally, I'd rather tackle that myself. But much like you, Pipes, I used to change the oil in my own cars. I used to do most of the repair work on my own cars. These days I don't. I drive a Toyota Corolla. It's the Sportivo model, so it's got like a bigger engine and all that sort of stuff in it. And I remember I took it to Toyota once. I'm like, it's kind of missing. I want to change gears and that sort of thing. The guy hooks a laptop up to it, plugs it into the bottom, just types something into it. The car shakes a little bit and goes, there you go, it should be fine now. Like, what? So from that point on, I don't mess with my cars anymore. But anyways, I agree. It depends. If you're passionate about something, you will attempt to fix it yourself. As long as you've got some common sense, I think everyone will be fine in fixing their own gear and maintaining their own gear. Because a guitar is much like a car. You've got to maintain it. The more you play it, the more you have to maintain it, and the better it'll play. So, but anyways, the Guitar Lodge, I think that's a phenomenal idea. I know exactly what you mean. Like, even at home, like, I live on my own with my girlfriend's here a lot of the times, and the neighbours have got babies, so I'm not that much of an idiot. I'm not going to crank up my amp. This 5-watt amp behind me can get loud, and I mean loud. But I'd love a place where you could go and just jam with friends and go into separate rooms and crank up amplifiers, especially tube amps. The beauty of them comes out when you crank the power amp section, and you just don't get the opportunity to do that at home very often. So I think that's a phenomenal idea. And then you get used to talking to these people as well, because sometimes when you jam with people, you're a little bit intimidated because they're better than you and that sort of thing. But once you get to know these types of people and you get friendly with them, then it's going to be all good. So I think that is a phenomenal idea, and you guys should start it. And if you start it, I'm going to try to move to America, because that is worth moving country. Anyway, yes, you guys talking about Batman, that was a little extreme, but if people don't like it, just skip to the rest of the episode. It's no big deal, Okay, so the outro track. Now, I'm not going to talk about my own track, that's a bit vain, but we'll let people know. A couple of people asked what I used to record the acoustic guitar. This is what I used here. This is a phenomenal piece of gear. I paid a little bit for it. I paid $400 for this thing, but I think in the States you get it for $200. It's got a full EQ section here with a parametrics or semi-parametric mid-knob, input-output gain. It's got a notch filter if you play live, and it's got the sonic maximizer, which is a phenomenal effect. If you use it just a little bit, don't overdo it. On the back, it's a DI box. It's got effects loop, a proper tuner out, which will keep your integrity of your signal. It's only powered by a power adapter, but it's provided, and it's really quiet. It's got your pad. You can turn on and off your input gain and just let the guy at the mixing desk control it, or you can control it from the output volume. Here it's like a pedal input and output, solid switches on it. Things built like a tank. It's an awesome addition. If you guys play acoustic guitar live or in the studio, and you want it to sound pristine, get one of these. Seriously, it's a great piece of kit. But anyway, to help me out with my track, here's someone that's going to explain a little bit to you to finish off my video response. One of my good friends from the Bliss community.
Hey, and now for the outro track. Great job, Alfie. Nice acoustic playing. Great job on the vocals. You probably used maybe one of these. You can see that. Or maybe not. Some people really like them. Some people, I'm just trying to get used to them. Anyways, and I see you did utilize J-Man's best kept secret for getting the raspy voice. That is a little bit of liquid plumber or Drano. Drink a little bit of that before you sing. It gives you that little edge. But once again, thanks for the track, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Oh, hello, sir. I can't help but notice you're playing the bassman. May I interest you in the Tube Screamer?